Hey guys, it's Licious Kid from ClimaxCombo, and we are back with another Leaks of the Week. This week we are finishing Love Live since the Love Live booster did get released on the 22nd, and we are starting a little bit of the Milky Holmes TD that is to be coming out on the 27th of February. Um, I have already purchased my 5 Love Live boxes. They should be coming in sometimes next week, so do be expecting a box opening when they do come in, and do be expecting a deck profile and dual video sometimes in February. So yeah, with that out of the way, let's get right to it. So first off is the 00500R Honoka. She's music. What she does is your other character in the middle border of your center stage gets plus 1k power. She has another ability of when you are required to pay the cost for your character's change abilities, you may send one marker underneath this card to the waiting room as a substitute for one stock. And lastly, when this card is played from hand to stage, place the top card of your deck to the bottom of this card to serve as a marker. So once again, this is one of those generic on play gain a marker, and when you want to use a change ability, pay out the marker instead for one stock. Love Live has a lot of cards like this already. The first booster had 2. The second booster had like the Kotori. The extra booster didn't have any, but now we have another one in the form of this Honoka. Honestly, Love Live, Love Live's gimmick is supposed to be this whole change thing. A lot of characters in Love Live have changes where they change from their normal schoolgirl outfit into their idol outfits. That's kind of the gimmick and the idea behind Love Live. But honestly, it's not it's not done very well. Love Live has plenty of success without running any changes in their deck. So yeah, with that being said, you don't really have to run. There's no real point to this card because, like I said, a lot of Love Live builds have success without running any changes. You're probably better off without running any changes, to be honest. So no real point to this card because if you're not running change, you don't need these marker substituting cards. And even if you do opt to run a changer, you don't really need to run this. You don't need to run those marker substituting cards because the marker substituting cards are quite lackluster on their own. Like in the first booster, the Maki was actually quite lackluster. The Nico was okay, but it didn't do quite enough. The second booster, the Kotori was god awful, and yeah, so the marker substituting cards themselves are fairly weak. So if you do choose to run a changer, you don't feel forced to run these marker substituting cards because yes, it does make it lighter. However, it's a nuisance trying to hold this underwhelming card in your hand for when you do want to change. However, this Honoka is actually not bad for a marker substituting card. She does a lot more than the other ones because she gives your center character plus 1k power, which is actually quite nice. 1k power is a lot of power for your center character, and if you can't guarantee the survival of your center stage character thanks to this Honoka, that in itself is already pretty good. So to summarize, Love Live does not need to run change, and because they don't need to, these marker substituting cards are not necessary and are probably, you shouldn't be running them. If you do want to run changer in conjunction with a marker substituting card, I do think this Honoka is the best one in the series because, like I said, in the first booster, the Maki and the Nico was not that good. The Kotori in the second booster was god awful. So, and this Honoka's not bad because it gives 1k to the center. So, if you do want to run a marker substituting card, I do think this Honoka is the best one in the series. So, not bad. I'm not very happy about it, but honestly, not the worst thing ever. Next up, we have this 215k uncommon Honoka. She's music and sports. What she does is all your characters with Honoka in their name gain plus 1k power. And lastly, when your other characters are reversed in battle, you may choose one of your own characters and it gets plus 1k until the end of the turn. Of course, as you can clearly see, this is designed for the Honoka waifu decks because only affects Honokas. The second effect can work for any music characters, but honestly, it's not worth it. But this card is very, very good for the Honoka waifu deck because, yeah, the second ability is just amazing. 1k global for Honokas is already good for the Honoka waifu deck, but the second effect can be extremely annoying. It can just make it very difficult for your opponent to reverse your it can make it difficult for your opponent to successfully clear your field. And imagine if you had two of these in the back, every time another character get reversed, you give another character plus 2k. At that point, your opponent would probably be having a major headache because that just sounds tremendously annoying. Very similar to the Kamushin, or I don't know his name, that guy in Shana. That card's already really annoying, so having this in a Honoka waifu deck, I'm sure would make a lot of people very annoyed. Uh, is a Honoka waifu deck possible? I do think so. I do think it'd actually be okay. For level 0, she has her own Suicider. She has a 0035 from the extra booster. She at level 1, she does have the 1/1 that combos with the gate. And she has a 106k from the second booster. It's not the greatest 1/0, however, she does have access to one, so that's nice. She has her own backups. Level 2, you could run the 2-3 changes, or you could just run this 2/1 or you just run this 2/1 1k global along with your level 1s. So and level 3, she does have a healer level 3, and she the healing level 3, and the level 3 does have a decently okay climax combo. So Honoka waifu deck actually quite possible. It would probably be one of the better Love Live waifu decks, especially with this card. If this card was music, holy crap, this card would be awesome. But unfortunately, it's only for Honoka, so what can you do? Not bad at all for uncommon. I'm actually quite happy about this card because I like Honoka. I think she's really cute. Let's go on. 002k common music and student council. What she does is when she's played from hand to stage, you may discard a climax. If you do, choose one character with Honoka in your waiting room and add it to your hand. As you can clearly see, this is once again designed for the Honoka waifu decks, and it's a very good one. There's a lot of cards like this already where on play you discard a climax to salvage. When a series has a card like that, it's usually pretty staple, or ran quite often, because a card like this is very good. On play, you discard a climax, which is already really good, and you get to salvage a character, which is another plus. So lots of benefits to cards like this. It's just very unfortunate that this card is only focused for Honoka. If this card was for music, I would be extremely happy, but unfortunately, only works for Honoka, so an obvious staple for the Honoka waifu decks. Lastly, this event, it's a 1/1 uncommon. When you play this event, it sends itself to memory, and it has recollection of when this card is in your memory, your other character with Honoka in the middle of your center row, of your front row, gains plus 1k. There's a lot of cards like this already, where you pay 1 and it goes into memory, and it gives the center character plus 1k. Honestly, these events are just not very good because you have to pay 1 for them, and yeah, you just have to pay 1 for them, and paying 1 doesn't sound like much, but it does add up. Paying 1 is actually quite a big deal, so I'm not a huge fan of these events. However, this is for the waifu decks, and in a waifu deck, you're just trying to have fun, so I guess you can run this event in your waifu decks just because it's all up to you. If I ran a Honoka waifu deck, I'd probably run a couple because it's Faito Dio, which is her punchline, and you gotta run her punchline with Honoka, so why not? Anyways, let's go on. 218KR, Nozomi, Tuesday, all about Nozomi. What this card does is, she's music. What she does is on play, reveal the top card of your deck. If that card is a music, this card gains plus 2k until the end of the turn. This Nozomi, honestly, it's like whatever, because on play, you reveal top. If it's a music, she gets plus 2k, so she's a 2/1 10k before assist for the turn. Not really necessary because Love Live does have a better level 2 in my opinion. Love Live already has a 2/1 8k Umi from the first booster, where that one gets plus 500 per character that's in rest. That Umi's already really, really, really good. That card's just a super good 2/1 in my opinion. And because that Umi already exists, and you're probably going to be running yellow anyways, you might as well be running that Umi over this Nozomi, because that Umi can be 10k on both attacking and on defending, and she can be more than 8k for multiple turns, while this Nozomi can only be 10k on play, and you might even miss, because if you don't reveal a music, then she's only 8k, and at that point, you paid 1 for an extremely underwhelming card. So Unfortunate, I don't think this Nozomi is very good, and I don't think you should be running it in any build, to be completely honest. Next up, we have this 2125R Nozomi. She's music. What she does is she's a 1k in front assist, and she has another effect of during the start of your main phase, look at the top card of your deck and either place it there, or leave it there, or put it to the bottom of your deck. So 1k in front assist, and she has the whole top check thing. Very fitting of Nozomi, since Nozomi is the fortune teller of the series. You know, she plays with the tarot cards, so fitting ability for Nozomi. However, I don't think it's very good because first of all, she's only a 1k in front assist, which is not very good because Love Live does actually depend on power. Power is quite important to Love Live because the 3-2 Nico needs to reverse characters. The 3-2 double attacker does have to successfully reverse an opponent's character, and now we have the 3-2 Eddie that also has to reverse an opponent's character. So power quite important in Love Live, especially in green. So because she's only a 1k in front assist, it's only 500 power, but 500 power can make or break if you're going to successfully reverse an opponent's character. So for that very reason alone, I don't think she's very good. And also her second effect is pretty underwhelming. I mean, start of your main phase, you could look at top and either leave it there or place it to the bottom of your deck. It's a nice ability, however, it's just not very good and doesn't warrant the fact that she's only a 1k assist. Also, why is her second ability like pretty bad? The 1-0 in Guilty Crown is a 500 global and it has this second ability. The 2-1 in Guilty Crown has a top check that you can do twice per turn. So why is this Nozomi only once per turn? And only during the start of your main phase? I don't know. Whatever. Still, don't really advise running this Nozomi in any build. Maybe, of course, yeah, just don't really run. I don't advise running this Nozomi at all. I think it's pretty bad. And I guess a small thought, she's only 2-5, so she is under the 3k threshold, which puts her in danger of Wingslayer. Since the Disgaea nerfs, I haven't seen a single player run Disgaea, but just something to keep in mind. If you ever do run into that one Disgaea guy one day, and you're running this Nozomi, it's pretty much a dead card. But let's go on. Next up, we have a 00-1500 uncommon Nozomi. She's music. What she does is, your other character in the middle border of your center stage gets plus 500 power, and she has another ability of you can pay to put this card to rest. If you do, choose up to one music character in your deck, show it to your opponent, add it to your hand, then shuffle your deck. Honestly, I don't really like this Nozomi, because first of all, she only gives 500 to the center slot of your front row. Not very good. Second of all, she has a pay to tap, put her to rest, and you can search for a music character, add it to your hand. Of course, the idea is that you put her in your back row, you place her to rest, search, and you can use it throughout the game because you just leave her in the back, nice and safe, and whenever you want to pay to plus, then you can do so. But still, don't really like this card because there's already the 1-0 Umi in the first booster. That one is a 500 global, and pay 1 mil 4 every time you hit a climax. Search for a music character, add it to your hand. Most of the time when you brainstorm, you usually hit 1 climax, and if you're brainstorming well, you usually do hit 1 climax every time you do brainstorm. So why not just pay 1 to brainstorm and gain a music character out of it? So no real need to pay 2 to grab a music character from your deck. Yes, this Nozomi is guaranteed, while the Umi is not guaranteed, because the Umi does have a chance of missing. However, most of the time you do successfully hit with the Umi. And even then, this Nozomi is just quite lackluster. Just a very lackluster card in my opinion. I don't really advise running this card in any build. It's green, and honestly, Love Live can splash in green easily into their decks now, so I don't really see this card even being used to like add more green count to your deck. So unfortunate, but don't think it's a very good card. Lastly, an event 1-1 uncommon. What this does is reveal the top card of your deck. If that card is a Nozomi character, choose up to 2 of your characters. It gains plus 3/5 power until the end of your opponent's next turn. Obviously, as you can clearly see, this is centered around the Nozomi waifu deck because you have to reveal top, and it has to be a Nozomi for this event to go off successfully. So yeah, clearly for Nozomi waifu deck. Is a Nozomi waifu deck possible, or will it be decent? I honestly don't think so. Out of all the girls, I think Nozomi would probably have the weakest waifu deck. Maybe she's probably tied with Hanayo and Nico. I don't know, but still, probably one of the weaker waifu decks you can make with the Love Live series, because her at level 0, she has a 0035. She has a pay 1, ditch 1 search, I guess. But her level 1 is extremely weak. She has no very outstanding. She has no very good level 1s, and her level 2 is not that good either. I mean, at level 2, I guess you could run the 2-1 Kira Kira Sensation 1 in conjunction with the 2-1 from the double R from the first booster. But even then, it's still fairly weak. So yeah, at level 3, she does have a really good new level 3 now. She has the level 3 that combos with the gold bar. That level 3 is actually quite good. But still, all the other levels are just too lackluster. So don't really see Nozomi waifu deck having much success, to be completely honest. So unfortunately, I don't think it's gonna be good. So yes, this is for the Nozomi waifu decks. If you do manage to hit it, then you do get a lot of benefits, because you give 2 characters plus 3/5, which usually means they will survive. So you pay 1 stock to guarantee 2 of your cards surviving. That's actually not bad at all. But still, because you have to hit a Nozomi, it just makes this card not very good. And even if you do, like, the Nozomi cards are like low power anyway, so if you give them 3/5, they might just actually die. So that would really suck. But still, of course, for a waifu deck, if you run a Nozomi waifu deck, feel free to run it. What's this? The kanji Nozomi name is also the same kanji used for Yuki from Haruhi and Miki from Idolmaster. Oh, really? So cards like them are also legal to fulfill the condition of this card. That's cool. Little things like this is always interesting to read. That's cool, but I don't play Standard, and I haven't seen a single player in the US play Standard, to be honest. So cool, fun fact, I guess. Unfortunate for Nozomi, man. No good Nozomi cards today. Let's go on. For Wednesday, we have this Honoka, this Kotori, and this Umi, and this Stock 1 Soul Climax. They all combo with each other, so I will explain all of these cards first before saying what I think about them. But first of all, like I said, this Stock 1 Soul, so when you play it, you choose a red card in your waiting room, put it to your stock, and all your characters gain plus 1 soul for the turn, and it is Climax Common. So first off is this 1-0 Honoka 5000. She's common, she's music, Snow Howlation. What she does is, when this card declares an attack with the stock 1 soul, and you have another Snow Howlation Umi, right here, and if you have another Snow Howlation Kotori, right here, this card gains plus 4k and the following ability until the end of this turn. When this card reverses its opponent in battle, you may place that character to the top of its owner's deck. Next up is Kotori. She's a 105k common. She's music. What she does is, once again, she combos with the stock 1 soul. And if you have another Snow Howlation Honoka, and if you have another Snow Howlation Umi on the field, you can pay 1. If you do, deal 1 damage to your opponent, and this card gains plus 1000 power until the end of this turn. Of course, damage cancel may apply. And lastly, Umi, 105k, music, common. Once again, combos with the stock 1 soul. When this card declares an attack and you have Kotori and Honoka on the field, you can pay 1. If you do, choose up to 2 characters from your waiting room and return them to your hand, then discard a card, and then this card gains plus 2k until the end of this turn. As you can clearly see, it's not very likely that you're going to run this Climax combo, so I don't really feel like I should go too far into this, because it's just not plausible that you're going to really successfully get this off. But let's see, if you do successfully have all of these in the front row, and you play the stock 1 soul, Honoka becomes extremely high power. She becomes a 9k, and when she kills something, she could put something back on top. Usually at level 1, a lot of decks nowadays do rely on Encore, so you can put an Encore character back to top, maybe something like the 1-0 Onodera, the 1-0 Sinon. Yeah, just a lot of Encore cards nowadays, so usually you'll kill an Encore character with this, because she's 9k base, which is quite powerful. Next up, Kotori, you pay 1, you deal 1 damage. Not very good at level 1. And even if you do get this effect off at level 3, holy crap, did you waste a lot of resources to get it off. So no, doesn't really matter. If you get this off level 1, whoop-de-doo, she's a 106k that dealt 1 damage to your opponent, and you paid 1 for that, not very good. Lastly, Umi, you pay the 1, you get to salvage 2, however you discard a card, so you don't plus, you only break even, and she gains plus 2k for the turn. So she's 7k, Kotori is 6k, and Honoka will be 9k, and in total you paid 2 stock, because you had to pay 1 for Kotori and you paid 1 for Umi. Of course, you don't have to use these abilities, like if you get all 3 on the field, you don't have to pay the 1 for Kotori, because it doesn't really matter. Paying 1 for the Umi, why not? You get a nice hand filter. So in general, like I said, very unlikely that you're going to pull this off. If you do, congrats, you got a very situational climax combo off. But still, not a lot of benefits, even if you get it off. Next turn, they don't even keep the power, so next turn they'll all be wimpy 5Ks. They'll all probably die, and then you're back at square 0. Or you're back at square 1, and you haven't accomplished much, to be honest. So, unfortunately, they made these crappy cards, but you always have to have crappy cards in a set. The climax is cute though, so unfortunate the climax combo sucks, but what can you do? Once Thursday, since the set did get released on Thursday, for Thursday they just decided to reveal all the level 3s once again. Aren't they nice? Hopefully I pull a lot of these. Eddie right here. That's what I'm mainly looking for. Eddies. Couple Kotoris be nice, a couple Umis would be nice, a couple Rins be nice. I probably just want 1 Maki just because I like her. A couple Nozomi be nice. I don't want any Hanayos. Please don't give me Hanayos. Please don't give me any Nikos. Honoka, I'd take a couple. I might actually make a Honoka waifu deck, so I wouldn't be too pissed if I pulled a couple Honokas. And lastly, Friday, since, they still gotta show something for Friday. Love Live was already done. They decided to show 1 card for Milky Holmes, and here it is. Don't forget, this is for the TD that is supposed to be coming out on the 27th of February. So here it is, 105k TD card, Shadow. She's detective and camera. What she does is during your own turn, for every other detective character you control, this card gains plus 500 power till the end, gains plus 500 power. So if you have a full field of detectives, which is very likely in the series, she'll be a 107k before assist, which is quite nice. So she's very similar to the 10 Kanade in the re-edit trial deck. And that card's already really good. That card is extremely good. So this Shadow should be very good as well. The only thing is she doesn't have hand encore like the Angel Beats one does, because the Angel Beats one has of course, they have the infamous 1035 assist. However, I think this card is still a very solid card for a trial deck card. So, will it be used in the staple Milky Holmes decks? Maybe. It's not bad. It's a 107k for the turn. They do have an extremely high powered backup, so she'll be a 103k, 8k if you do choose to run the 3k backup with her, and that might actually make her survive. And if she does successfully survive, she'll be 107k again for the next turn. So, totally possible. I can see this card being ran in the normal like Milky Holmes deck. So, yeah, very very solid TD card. It's in yellow though. I'm not too sure if yellow is very good for Milky Holmes. I don't know that much about Milky Holmes. I played a couple good Milky Holmes player, so I know like the very bare bone of Milky Holmes, but I don't know everything about the set. So I'm sorry if I'm wrong. I don't think yellow is very powerful though, so that might be the one downside to this card. If this card was red, I think it'd be really good, but because it's in yellow, maybe a little questionable. If yellow's really good in Milky Holmes, let me know. And that is actually all for this week. Once again, fairly short leaks of the week because only a bunch of waifu cards, no level 3s, and once again, Friday, usually the longest part of leaks of the week, was only 1 card today. And it's a trial deck card, so not much. But I guess to summarize, Honoka, whatever card, but if you want to run a marker card, definitely this Honoka is the best in the series, in my opinion. 2-1 Honoka, an amazing assist for the waifu deck. This card alone is making me think about making a Honoka waifu deck. Of course, once again, another very good Honoka waifu card. Another reason to run Honoka waifu. And Faito Daio. Why not? It's cute. I'm sorry, Nozomi. Just not... I don't like any of these cards, to be honest. No thank you. This gimmicky climax combo. Once again, nothing. And Friday, very solid TD card. So yeah, that is all for this week. Once again, keep your eyes peeled for the box opening. Sometimes next week, just depends on when they come in. If you have any questions or comments below, once again, like always, leave them in the comment section below. And until next time, guys.